Welcome to the operation demo of TIanlong SMA testing procedures. There will be 4 main steps of this demo. Prepare the required materials according to the experimental requirements. Prepare appropriate amount of nucleic acid extraction reagents and real-time PCR detection reagents according to experimental requirements. This experiment uses TIanlong automated nucleic acid extraction and real-time PCR platform. Before starting the experiment, please run the UV disinfection function of the nucleic acid extractor. The experimental samples for SMN1 gene detection are human whole blood samples preserved in EDTA tubes. Turn the reagent upside down several times to resuspend the magnetic beads. Gently shake the deep well plate to concentrate the reagents and magnetic beads on the bottom. Tear off the outer packaging film. Do not break the QR code on the packaging film for the following nucleic acid extraction procedures. Gently tear off the aluminum foil sealing film, avoid vibration, and make sure the liquid does not spill. According to the number of experimental samples, add 15 microliters of proteinase K solution and 60 microliters of nucleic acid release reagent to the first or 7th column of the deep well plate according to the requirements of the reagent instructions. Turn the EDTA tube containing the whole blood sample upside down and mix thoroughly. Open the tube cap and add 200 microliters of the sample into the holes of the first or 7th column. Install the mixing sleeves into column 2 and column 8 of the deep well plate. Put the deep well plate into the nucleic acid extractor. Click Scan on the screen. Scan the QR code for the corresponding program. Then, click Run to start the extraction procedure. After extraction, put the deep well plate on the magnetic block. Transfer the nucleic acids extracted in column 6 and column 12 to PCR 8-tube strips. Measure the concentration and purity of nucleic acids with an ultra-micro UV spectrophotometer. For DNA quality standards and how to handle non-conforming products, please refer to the instructions of the kit. Take out the PCR reagent and let it melt at room temperature. Shake and mix the reagent evenly and centrifuge in an instantaneous centrifuge. Calculate the amount of PCR reagents required according to the experimental requirements. Prepare the PCR mix for the genes to be tested in nuclease-free centrifuge tubes. After preparation, Shake the mix completely and centrifuge instantaneously. Dispense the pre-mixed PCR solution into PCR 8-tube strips, 18 microliters per well. Add 2 microliters of different quality control samples and the nucleic acid extraction products of the samples to be tested that have passed the quality control into the PCR tubes. The total volume of a single reaction is 20 microliters. After loading the sample, centrifuge the PCR tubes in the instantaneous centrifuge. Put the PCR tubes into the real-time PCR system in turn. Start the analysis software of TIanlong Real-Time PCR System. Click New Experiment from Test Template. Rename the experiment, then choose the test. Create New to start sample configuration. Find the corresponding wells of the samples in the instrument. Set the sample type of the well as unknown. To detect exon 7, select the test SMN1 7. For exon 8, select the test SMN1 8. Set the control well with the sample of 2 copies as standard. Select the wells without any sample and click Clear Selected Wells to clear them. Number the control wells and the sample wells. Note, for different wells of the same samples, the number of the samples should stay the same. After setting the samples, click Run on the monitor interface to start the experiment program. After the completion of the experiment, the software will automatically go to the interface of TIanlong Multiple Melting Curve Analysis software and will automatically generate the test results. Click on Select Target Gene in the result list to switch between test results. Click on the sample well to check the peak curve and the concentration analysis column in the result list. For the samples shown as abnormal in the concentration column, please follow the instructions to handle them accordingly. You can click Export Results in the result list to export. Please refer to the product instructions for the interpretation of test results. Click Report Management to set the reporting. Complete the sample information. Then you can preview and print the SMN1 gene test report. Thank you for choosing TIanlong for your laboratory.